everybody, and a warm welcome to my channel, Tarot by Izabela. I hope you're all doing great, and I'm very happy to see you here. Today's video will be a highlight video for the country of Sweden. And I'm planning to do a couple of these highlights videos, meaning I'm gonna look into different countries to see if there are any special events coming up, and if there are some important things to be said. And I'm not doing this with any time frames because time is very difficult to predict on, and people have a very big tendency to get very stuck on time, and time is very fluent, especially in the world of predictions. Sometimes you get it spot on, sometimes it can happen a little bit later, or even sooner when it's said. So I'm gonna do this highlights video without time frames. Maybe some possible, if someone, depends what information comes up. And before we begin, I just want to thank you all wonderful viewers for all of your support, for your comments, for your sharing, for your caring, and for your lovely mails. I'm sorry if I cannot answer all of them. There are many of them. I will do my best. I cannot promise also that a specific your question will come up in a video. There are so many topics, so many questions to do readings on, and I will try to concentrate on maybe current events, things that are happening that are interest for many. But today's video will be a highlight video for the country of Sweden. And before we begin, I'm gonna concentrate for a few moments on my crystal ball, call upon the forces, the powers to be with us, so we can get as good and accurate information about Sweden as possible. So let's start then. Just give me a few moments and soon we begin. For the country of Sweden. Okay, let's see if we can find something for Sweden. Glasses on. And Sweden. And the first thing I see here is like the big government building in Stockholm. And I see the different political parties, they're running around like crazy chickens, and no one knows what to do exactly. And things are going to happen that will make the political arena very dizzy, very, almost like drunk. They are like bumping into each other symbolically. And one says one thing, another says one thing, and it's like a crazy house. And also in Sweden, and there will be one politician after another that will leave their posts. There is a saying in Swedish, don't say hi until you're over the river, meaning that don't assume that something will happen if it's not really there. You cannot say you almost caught the big fish if you don't have the fish. You have to have the fish before you say you have it. And that is also concerning the entrance to NATO. Everything's in a hurry. I had done other predictions that Sweden will not join NATO. And now it looks like it's something different, but still we are not there. Many things can happen, and the entrance to NATO is not 100% clear yet. So we'll see if that's gonna be. Still I see that NATO entrance very shaky, like it's shaking at the end. It's very weak, it's like melting down. If against all odds there will be a membership in NATO, that will not be for long. The whole organization have no life force to stand. Yeah. It's a matter of time. I see the town of Västerås. And in Västerås, there will be some kind of tragic event, unexpected, unfortunately. People will be quite shaken of it. Sweden was once a very calm, very safe country to live in, and we are not there at this point today. There is no, you can call it safe place in Sweden. There are a big amount of criminality, a lot of corruption here too, as in almost all countries around the world. Two big corruption scandals will come out before the year ends, and people gonna be extremely angry. Swedish people are not the one that really likes to protest or make their voices heard. They're more calm. When they're angry, they hide their angry fist in the pocket and continue. And they're not so hot-blooded as other countries, like burst out to tell what they feel. But things can change in Sweden too, and it will probably be that way. Then people that have had this fist in the pocket for a long time will take it out and really show what they feel and how angry they are on certain situations. In the dark period of the year, autumn, winter, looks like it will be a big fire in a building outside Stockholm. All the truth about this is coming out, and even if the news stations here in Sweden are trying to hide it, avoid that theme, they will be forced to talk about it, and that will awake a lot of people and shake them to the core. I see some big problems on the bridge that goes from Malmö to Copenhagen. Big structural problems. And would not surprise me if they would have to close it. And that structural problem, I can call it could be man-made. Someone put something there and causes structural problems. Big events are coming, very big events. When something is announced on the TV, if it could be a danger for the population or some very important news. We have like a banderole on the top of the TV screen, and that message goes over and over again. And I see there will be a couple of those messages on TV. And that will be for whole Sweden, not just one area. Big scandals regarding politicians and corrupt people involvement in the conflict with the country will also come up in the open. Things that were hidden for the people will also come up. And all the kinds of strange business that good people should not be involved in, will also be announced. I cannot sure if it will happen this year or next year, but a lot of immigrants that came to Sweden after the war in Iran, Iraq, and that Middle East areas, I see they will return to their homelands since they will feel that life is better to live there. They have better opportunities than here in Sweden. So some kind of big immigration, but back to home countries will start. Some kind of crisis with petrol. Could be that gas station will lack of petrol during a period of time. And I see long queues with cars that wanted to buy petrol, and there is none. Big storm is coming for the north of Sweden. Very big storm. I see trees falling down, and it's almost like a hurricane. Very strong winds. And also warning, stay inside, stay inside. Yeah. I see a submarine showing themselves outside the east coast of Sweden. And the submarine does not belong to Sweden or NATO. It belongs to the east. And that will scare a lot of people. It's like they're crossing the line, the east, and doing some spying on Swedish waters, too close to Swedish border. And it's a very big submarine, could be even a nuclear submarine that nobody dares to shoot on. It will be very difficult to recruit people to the Swedish army if Sweden joins NATO. They have not joined 100% yet, but if they do, a lot of people will not want to be there. Okay, let's continue to the cards then. I will put 5 cards in a row, and then different oracle cards above them, and also dice above those. So let's see, is there any more information we can find about Sweden through the tarot cards? Sweden. Just a moment. Many cards, a lot of shuffling, but maybe some good information will come out of it. And some dice. See what we got here. And the cards look like this. We have 3 of Wands, the Hangman, Hanging Man, 1, 2 of Wands, 6 of Swords, Temperance, White Lilies, Assistance, Control, A Little Money, New Love, and Priorities. And in the dice we have a bullseye, a house, fortune, a dog, and a bicycle. Yeah, this new alliance, meaning with NATO and other countries, we have the Hanged Man here, meaning that could be a little bit difficult to make it come through. And it could take longer time than they expect, if it even goes through. Sweden is struggling with little money. There are not so much money. A lot of money is gone. There have been a fortune, but it was spent not so wisely, and it was also spent abroad, and that is not giving anything in return. So there will be not so good economy that is following through this. And it's a fortune that was spent abroad. Yeah. As I said, it could be some problem with petrol, with lack of petrols. So we have the bicycle. Maybe people have to find other ways to move around, not so much with their own car. Would take longer to get to one place. I also see a lot of trains cancelled during a period of time. I don't get any war cards. I don't see Sweden gonna be mixed up in a war. It will not lead to that. And what's more? Yeah, and it's like Sweden have to learn to have other priorities. Maybe concentrate on their own population, not on the entire world, because the Swedish population are really struggling. A lot of families, a lot of people really have it tough, difficult times. And a lot of poverty in Sweden. You may not believe it, but there is. Okay, let's take some more cards on Sweden. Now I'm just gonna take a few cards on the NATO entrance. If Sweden will enter NATO, join NATO or not. because that is a question that many Swedish people are wondering about at present moment. Will Sweden join NATO? We have King of Swords, 10 of Wands, 7 of Coins, the Devil, and the Emperor. These cards are not so positive. They will try really hard to join NATO, but the whole organization are ruled by the Devil, and it looks like if they join, or I see it very difficult to join 100% really. Could be so that some very nasty truths or information about this whole organization will come out before they're joining. And it could be that they will not be able to join, or the whole organization start to crumble. Yeah. I need to take some more cards. Yes or no? Will Sweden be yeah, as I said, there are not many people that would like to send their children to war, to the conflict. So yeah, some very disturbing times are coming, but still I don't see like full membership. Yes, yeah, something strange is going on, and it will be revealed. Let's see when will this be revealed. We have the Hangman, and that's number 12 days, 12 weeks, something like that. The month 12, December, some very nasty truths will come out according about this organization that will make people we don't want to be, or they have to, if they join, it will not be for long, I can say so. Yeah, but the joining, I see it quite difficult. Well, let's take some last cards for highlights on Sweden. If there are any other news that should be talked about, some last cards. Sweden, last words. I take one of those. One of those. Oh, that was not right position. This. And one red one. So we have blue and yellow Swedish colors. Yeah. And one red. Some last words. Sorry. With the first card we have 5 of Cups, the Tower, Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Wands, and the Lovers. And Retreat to Nature. What is this for card? Creativity, Wasteness, and some Fishes. Some big events are coming to Sweden that could be quite shocking. The whole society will be like turned upside down. A lot of people will try to leave cities to go out in the countryside, retreat into nature because of these shocking events. They're going to be afraid to stay in the cities. And I don't really see like bombs falling, but it could be quite scary. And it will not last long. Well, the Wheel of Fortune, it will return to some kind of normal quite quickly. The whole financial system is changing. Also in Sweden, we have goldfishes in the water, so a lot of opportunities for people to have better economy will arise. But during a period of time, people will like seek themselves out from the cities and maybe out in the countryside due to some troubling events. And the Wheel of Fortune is in the center, meaning that things will turn for the better. It is not problems that will last so long. And life will get much easier after that. Well, that was my reading about highlights for Sweden. And if you have liked what you have seen and heard, please don't forget to press like button, share button and subscription button. And to all of you wonderful, wonderful people, especially all of you here in Sweden, take care. Don't be too scared. Even if things could look very scary, don't panic. It's like it has to be in this way. I don't know what to say. Things are going to improve in the future. Yeah, and maybe this is to make people more awake what is really going on, and not to be so blindfolded that I have been for a long time. Anyway, take care out there. Be strong, help each other, because things are gonna get quite rough before it gets better. And don't lose hope. It will turn to the better. And that is not like 10 years ahead. It's sooner than we'd expect. Once again, thank you so much for watching. And hopefully we're gonna see each other soon again. Bye bye.